Hey guys, and welcome back to Our Life Beginning and Always. I think last time we finished the playdate with Cove, and then I forget what this is. I remember this is our sister. I think we did I think it was like catch fireflies or something. I don't remember. At this blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni cheese dinner. Fireflies were a familiar sight over summer, coming out on warm nights to dance through the sky. Tonight was particularly balmy. You knew there were bound to be a ton of them around. Oh, you are you? Huh? What? What are we doing? Huh? Huh? I don't want to commit to anything! Ah! Yeah. You rocked lightly from side to side in your seat, already excited for your after-dinner activity. Catching fireflies was a great way to spend a summer evening, and you could already envision the little lightning bugs drifting through the darkened sky. That's a good idea, Lizzie. Can we, Mrs. Comic Kid? Shiloh tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. Why do I think Silo? Why do I think Silo and Lizzie are gonna end up together? It was unusual for Silo to still be here. Like always, his mom had to bring him over. Over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally she would have picked him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know she'd be late. You didn't hear why. Probably more work things. So that's probably why he likes Lizzie so much. It's, a mother role. That's near my age. That's what I'm guessing. Oh, hey. My mom's face changed. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for longer is what made Lizzie want to keep running around outside. Hey, that's a possibly good idea. Staying at home and watching TV was never an option for her with guests over. That's why you were pretty sure she'd get your moms to agree. Well, it's already so dark out there. Lizzie gave Mom the best puppy dog eyes she could, slowly spooning mac and cheese over into her mouth while you waited there for... their response.
There.
Let him go. Nights like this don't happen every day. Your parents exchanged a look, then Mom eventually sighed and nodded back. Yes! Along with Lizzie's cheers, you threw your arms up in triumph, but waited until you finished chewing to say anything because you knew it was rude to talk with your mouth full. Fine. Just make sure you stay on the hill behind our house with all the poppies, okay? Duh, Mom, that's where most of them are. The idea had only been planted in your head, but already you could just picture all the glowing lights spread out in front of you, like the fairies from the bedtime stories Mommy read sometimes. Shouldn't it be reads? Read? I don't know. All too quickly, it became a race to see who could finish their food first. No choking at the dinner table now. That's right, if someone died, we have to cancel the Firefly trip after all. Mom said it like a joke, but you knew that they were both telling you kids to slow down. Silo did immediately. When you glanced at Lizzie, you saw her still eating faster than she could. Oh, Elizabeth.
Jeez.
Someone's gonna die? Sheesh. A knock on the door interrupted Mom before she could, no doubt, scold your sister. I'll get it. I keep forgetting, we're the younger sibling. Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door, pulling it open without even looking out the window to see who it was.
Huh?
You shifted in your seat and tried to get a glimpse of the unexpected guest.
Hi.
Good evening, Cove. Your mommy had already walked to the door by the time you managed to see Shiloh's flappy hat. To see past Shiloh's flappy hat. Oh, Cove, hi, you're here. Cove smiled at your enthusiastic greeting, and you hoped Mommy would ask him to stay. It didn't matter why he was here, why he was there. It meant he could join you in catching all. It meant he could join you all in catching fireflies. Then, for a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at your mommy with a face almost like he was considering turning around and leaving. My dad told me to drop this off, because I guess he borrowed it from you. Cove took a familiar screwdriver out from his large pockets. Eyes now dropped to the floor. Oh, his eyes. We left ours back home when we moved. Great, thanks, bye!
Thank you.
Thank you. Here, why don't you come inside for a bit? Lizzie crossed her arms and lifted her chin. Cove shrugged, and Mom stood from the table, too. I'll call your dad to let him know you got here all right. So, okay, I'm getting the sense that Lizzie does not like Cove. Cove is just antisocial because of feelings of moving, and Shiloh does not give two fucks. And then we like Cove. And Cove likes us because, oh, hey, we're friends. You were the only friends you got. I'm surprised Lizzie isn't oh, hey, how about you come on in? Cove shuffled fully inside. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mommy closed the door behind him.
Hi.
Hi, Cove. Shiloh gave Cove a friendly smile while waving by, holding up his hand and opening and closing his fingers. The fuck? Shiloh, how are you waving? I am extremely confused by how you're waving. You don't wave with your fingers, you wave with your wrist. I am extremely confused. Cove nodded in response. No. Log is what I want. Cove, are you gonna catch fireflies with us? That's what I meant to say. My brain was just pick one! You can see Lizzie eyeing you over for mentioning the excursion to an outsider, but she'd get over it. You hope Cove would say yes. That way you wouldn't be the odd one out with Lizzie and Shiloh anymore.
Yeah.
I can do that. I never caught one before. It's too bad he didn't have a chance before now. The Fireflies weren't out when he first moved in. And there must not have been anywhere where he used to live. We can't go until after dinner. Right? Right. After she pointed this out, Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. There wasn't much left on her plate. Since this was very true, you decided to finish your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer and eyed what was on the menu for your family's meal. Have you eaten yet? Yeah, my dad and I ate earlier. What'd you have? Eggs. That's it? The clipped one-word answer seems to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the last scraps of food on his plate. Her phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because your mom came back into the room.
Okay.
Cove, your dad said you can stay for a little while if you liked, but he's going to come get you before it gets too much later. Sure.
Fun.
Well, fun. This will be so nice. As you polished off the meal, you hoped it would be two. The three of you all finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside. Remember, don't stray too far. It's fine, Mom. Shiloh trailed so closely after Lizzie, he was nearly stepping on her heels. Cove hesitated at the door. Coming? After a moment, he did.
Bye.
Bye, children. They're gonna have sex. Now that we left the house, they're gonna have sex. The two of you... Brain, come on. It's right. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh by the time you walked outside. You pushed the door shut behind you, watching their figures get farther and farther away. You're so slow, Bill. We don't have all night. Sure we do. Fuck you. You started to run when you heard Lizzie's voice calling you, but paused when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. You walked with him. You fell behind, sidling up next to him and matching his stride. He noticed right away.
It's okay.
You can go ahead if you want. Nah, I'm good. I want to stay here with you, you fucking depressed, aqua-haired kid. You smiled and shook your head. I don't. After a short while, the two of you reached the hill behind the house. The fireflies were out in full force, floating on the breeze, their gentle glow winking in and out and creating an almost magical effect. Lizzie had already climbed to the top. Shiloh was spinning in circles somewhere around the middle.
Wow.
Yeah. Music, I don't think that's really appropriate here. To be all upbeat and like... I don't want to call it jazzy, but I don't want to call it pop. Like all happy and like exciting and everything. I think slow, methodical, magical. I don't know. Shiloh took a moment to come over and welcome the both of you to the hill. Hi guys, it's really great out here, huh? See how many there are? Yeah. A firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's sea green head. Cove's sea green head. You quietly looked on. You took a couple of steps back slowly, trying not to spook the little bugs, as you admired how it glowed so brightly against Cove's hair. Cove raised an eyebrow, giving you a confused look, and Shiloh giggled. You gestured to his head, and when he reached up, making the firefly dart away. Cove jumped and then followed after the glow. Oh look, Lizzie has one. That's amazing. Shiloh ran past... God, I can't read right now. Shiloh ran to the highest point of the hill, making sure not to lose his hat or his backpack along the way. just has one on his head and one, like, on the strap. You hummed as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozens of other fireflies sailing around. The game was still on. You had a bandage on your thumb, and you tried to be cautious that you had a bandage on your palm. You had 2 bandages on your hand. Sure, we're gonna. Yeah, let's. You were good at not getting cuts or scratches, so you weren't too worried about that. Sprouting one close by, you approached it like with assassin-like stealth. Shh! Go to sleep, Firefly. Crouching down to make yourself seem like less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you crept towards it, arms outstretched. You closed your hands along the glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly landed on your palm, almost docile, and you stared down at your prize in delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, and you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but when he tried to grab it with his pink cast, his pink cast waved awkwardly through the air, foiling his efforts to clap his hands around the firefly. Ugh. Cove, where is Cove, by the way? Am I blind now? Can I not see? Where are the fireflies? Where is anything? Ah! Ah! Cove watched it vanish into thin air with a dissatisfied expression on his face. Try again. You'll get the next one. Did you catch one? Yeah, I did. See? You nodded and Cove gave up his hunt for the moment, coming closer and peering at the insect still crawling across your palm. You held out your hand and he leaned closer, eyes widening a tad behind his glasses. Cove remains hypnotized at the little bugs as he inched his hand closer to yours. Ultimately, he settled his fingers lightly over top one of yours. Ultimately, he settled his fingers lightly over top of the ones you were holding open. It tingled. I stay very still. The last thing you wanted was to accidentally scare the shiny treasure off. Ooh. The firefly, noticing the new connection, crawled up onto Cove's hand. He quietly gasped. It worked. Yeah, you got one. Cove's lisps? He's got a lisp now? Oh, no. Cove's lips turned up into a slow smile, and his eyes shined brighter than the bug. Aw, thanks, Bill. No problem. With a laugh, he gave the palm of your hand a friendly smack, performing an awkward lo-fi. God, I cannot fucking read. Ah! Startled by the extreme movement, the tiny light disappeared before you could even blink. Your firefly was gone. Oops. Sorry. Nah, you're alright. Yeah, it's okay. I couldn't keep it forever. Alright. Bugs have to stay outside. Let's get another. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Let's work together on this. His face broke out into a wide grin. We'll catch a bunch. With renewed vigor, you ran out into the hill. You're not sure how much time passed while you were in the thick of it. All you could focus on was the adventure at hand. No critter was safe from your grasp. At first, you tried to keep a tally of how many you had caught, but once the number grew higher than 10, you had no more fingers left to count with. You were having the time of your life. Lice? God, I'm fucking. You were having the time of your life, racing up and down the hill with the crash of the ocean and the sound of everyone's laughter echoing in the background. Bill, this way! You followed the sound of Cove's voice to the top of the hill, watching as he stretched his arms in front of him, reaching with his fingers and only narrowly missing his target. Cove and you took turns trying to scare Fireflies in the direction of the other. You showed him some techniques that you had learned, like how to cup your hands correctly, and he listened attentively before trying it for himself. There were a few times when you almost ran into each other, giggling as you dove to the side. There's no L in that. As you dove to the side at the last moment. Luckily, disaster was avoided each time. It was an overall huge success with the both of you catching multiple fireflies each. Eventually, the fireflies began to thin out and your energy started to lapse. You decided it was time to call off the hunt. Cove didn't complain. He breathed in heavily and his face really seemed flush. That was fun. A lot of fun. You smiled at him broadly, happy that he enjoyed the activity. Yeah, it was. Bill, Cove, get up here. We're gonna have a race. Jesus fucking Christ, Lizzie. The shouting caught you off guard. It had been quite a while since you heard from Lizzie and Estrella. I was about to say, where are they? You glanced over to see them both standing on the top of the hill again, Lizzie beckoning you to you with quick hand gestures. If she was like that, you knew there wasn't much room for disagreement. Up the incline you went. From the corner of your eye, you saw Cove was coming as well. He didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might be intrigued just by the idea of the race. Hi.
Cove.
Hi, Cove. You can't roll down the hill. You could hurt your arm again. You'll be the referee for the rest of us. That is actually smart. I agree. As Lizzie pointed this out, Cove froze in place. Oh, it was that kind of race. He frowned down at his cast. That was the second time it got in the way tonight. What? Yeah, you'll watch and see who gets to the bottom first. That's important. Got it?
I guess.
The cast was sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have just been looking for a reason to make someone else the referee, but it was already decided. I'll stay with Cove.
Really?
Why? You don't have to. It's okay. I want to watch. You moved beside him on the top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face. That is... Yes, that is certainly a face. That is the most face-to-face. That's not how races work. We only need one referee. Shrugging your shoulders, you refused to budge, and Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands in the air. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like Lizzie in the future. Fine, I'll be the winner, whether you join or not. Lizzie moved to lay down, and Shiloh did the same. Cove stood slightly to the side to get a better vantage point, and you stood next to him. Count out. Cove stood up a little straighter. It seemed like he was taking his newfound referee duties seriously.
3, 2, 1, go!
Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do the work and rolling at high speeds toward the bottom of the hill. You and Cove leaned forward to watch them go. Eyes peeled for which of the two would reach the bottom first. They were both neck and neck. Well, no, I think it's they were both body to body, because, you know, they're sideways rolling down a hill. Until about halfway down the hill, Lizzie started to veer off to the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, and as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped excitedly and threw his hands in the air. I won! Almost immediately, he fell back onto the grass, still dizzy from his roll down the hill. Lizzie stomped out of the bush she had ended up in, stuttering angrily and brushing leaves from the front of her dress. Not bad, you got lucky. Let's do it again and see who wins for real. Kids, time to come in. No! You snickered, feeling grateful you hadn't been a part of this mini debacle. You caught Cove's eyes, and you saw that he was doing the same. You had gotten late, and it was beginning to feel a bit chilly as you made your way out of the hills. But the cold in the air hadn't dampened anyone's spirit. The four of you walked back. Gotta fucking stop. Walked back home together, side by side, down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening, with each person trying to prove that they were the one who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch the most didn't matter much anyway. All that mattered was that you all had a good time, which, judging by the smiles on everyone's faces, you did. Hey! Alright. I'm gonna save it here, just so I know, like, so I know, like, oh, we finished a thing, and now we get to start another thing. Again, I don't think I'm gonna do the DLC. I really want to do Ghost and Barbecue. The first 3 and the last one. Oh, this is how we do. Okay, so if this video was basically the rest of Fireflies, then I think I'm just gonna do, like, shopping's a video, grown-ups a video, long days a video, and then sandcastles a video. And then, like, just go into the next one. So this will be a pretty lengthy series, I guess. So yeah. So I guess with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys liked it, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button. It would really help me become a big YouTuber star, man. That is eventually what I want to become in life. Ring the bell for notifications so you can get a notification and you know when another Our Life Beginning and Always video comes out. Our Life Beginning and Always is a newish series. It doesn't have a lot of videos in the series. So it's an active series. Some other active series that I'm currently playing through are Minecraft, Among Us. I have 3 Try Not to Laugh challenges. I have played Steven Universe Save the Light, and I have played Kyle is Famous with my friend Kyle. So yeah, so with... Oh, wait, no, not with that. No, we're not done. Some finished playthroughs if you want to binge an entire playthrough, or if you only have time for a one-off. Some of those are Witch's X Warlock, Skeletak, I have played Deepest Sword, We Become What We Behold, and I talk about how I feel about the Has-Been Hotel characters redesigns before the show comes out. So yeah, so with that, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you guys in the next video. In the next issue. I don't know why I said video. I will see you guys in the next issue. See you.